Hurricane coverage continues on the Weather Channel.
Up next on Evening Edition West Coast, it's an extremely dangerous hurricane with sustained winds as high as 135 miles per hour. Everyone from New Orleans to the Florida Panhandle should be aware of Hurricane Ivan.
Hopefully it'll recurve east and it won't, we'll be up north here, so it won't bother us.
But where the storm makes landfall is the question of the night, especially since it will only take the tiniest adjustments in Ivan's track to change where it finally comes on shore. Welcome to the Weather Channel's continuing coverage of Hurricane Ivan on Evening Edition West Coast. I'm Sharon Resulton.
I'm Dave Schwartz. Hurricane Ivan closing in with frightening intensity tonight. Right now, the Category 4 storm is centered just 65 miles south of Alabama coastline, and that was as of an hour ago. So now it's about 50 miles away. Hurricane force winds for the first time. Sustained hurricane force winds are being felt along the coast. We've got crews along the coast in Fort Walton Beach, in Mobile, Montgomery, and Pensacola.
And we're going to start things out, I believe, this go around with
Eileen Wang. Eileen Wang here in the heart of New Orleans, Louisiana. We have just gotten word that Hurricane Ivan has been bumped to a Category 3 hurricane. Just a little background on watching this storm progress. It formed on September 2nd, 2004 in extremely warm waters. As the moisture evaporates, it rises until the enormous amounts of heated air are twisted high into the atmosphere, creating that signature hurricane shape. The once tropical storm, as every hurricane starts out as, has currently ripped through the Caribbean, hitting Grenada and ripping through the Cayman Islands. It is currently on its Gulf Coast, about to hit Florida. Residents here have been told to evacuate as soon as possible. As you can see behind me, many residents have already left, but a few still straggle behind. This evacuation has caused heavy traffic flow on the freeway, so just be on the lookout for that. Back to you in the studio.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Eileen Wang.
And I'll tell you, conditions are only going to get worse. It looks bad out there now. Transmission is getting interrupted. The weather is only going to get worse. And I'll tell you, forget about football. The Superdome is being turned into a shelter for evacuees in New Orleans.
And of course, conditions will continue to deteriorate. Here is why. Let's look at the satellite picture. The eye wall still offshore, and when that moves on in, folks are going to feel it for sure. You will know that the eye of the hurricane is very, very near. Those winds will be up and over 100 miles per hour as this continues to wobble up to the north. And movement has been northward now, as you can see that trend. But any tiny little wobble might shift it a little bit further to the east or to the west, as the case may be. So looking very, very close to the Mobile area. And again, going on westward, Mike in the Gulfport area of Mississippi. And we had all our live crews stationed out here, so you can see the close proximity of each area and everyone feeling the elements to some extent. Let's take a look at some of the latest sustained winds. And again, watching the winds easily up to around 41 miles per hour. Now, around Gulf Shores, we had a report of a sustained wind up to 70 miles per hour. So starting to feel some of that hurricane force coming into play here as that eye wall is getting ever so much closer. And on the satellite radar composite, once again, you can see the eye wall very clearly right down to the ocean. You can see right through that thing moving northward. And check out the heavy rain here with these spiral bands moving on in. Anytime we have a strong landfalling tropical system, we have the potential for tornadoes. We have had over a dozen of them, and we will continue to find problems with that. Even a couple of fatalities around Panama City earlier, folks dining in a restaurant when a tornado hit. So a very dangerous situation here. Tornado watch is in effect. We'll watch this area very, very closely. And again, it's a matter of time now, Dave, before those winds will really pick up there along the coast.
Our coverage of Hurricane Ivan will continue tonight.